What if your all-inclusive resort came with not just one, but multiple beach clubs, pool bars? In this episode, we're breaking down the Bali Bed Lounging by day. We've got your guide to picking the perfect spot on this property.
Meet Steve and Laura, the wandering empty nesters. This is Book Pack Go, your inside look at real adventures, smart travel tips, and how to wander better. One trip at a time. Let's go.
Welcome back, Wanderers. We're covering today all the different things you can do at Grand Oasis Cancun. As we begin to wrap up our review, we're going to have a total review of what we think about the entire property coming up. But in this one, we're going to cover the various beach clubs. If we've just met, I'm Steve.
And I'm Laura.
And we're the Wandering Empty Nesters. We recently visited Grand Oasis Cancun, and we had a great time there. This is a gigantic property that has something for everyone. I really look at it like a cruise ship on land. Yeah, you can go from one end to the other, from a foam party to an adult-only area that has very little noise, and it's a short walk into either one, and miraculously, they don't really spill over to each other. You can find all different kinds of things to eat, which we covered in the video about the food, which I'll link below. You can go in from a buffet to a nice formal sit-down to a little quick thing by the poolside, tacos at the side where the party's happening and the entertainment zone. There's just so much to do. It's hard to pick. They have a great application that lists everything going on throughout the day, so it's easy to plan ahead. You can pivot very simply. If you're like, this isn't for us, once you get there, you just go off somewhere else and do something. They've got nightly shows in the Grand Pavilion. They've got shows in the pool area. Oh, there's a casino if you want to gamble. Honestly, this is a property, much like Cancun is known for. It's large physically. Somehow when you're in it, and you're walking from one side to the other, which really doesn't take long, it doesn't seem that huge. So
I think there's just so much to see in between.
There is so much to do in between, and there's so many things that, we might not be able to get even to. Hopefully, maybe in the final review, we'll be able to get to this because we've got just a lot of different things that we took footage of and we talked about. There's that little secret area. It's not really secret, right? But there's that little mountain type of thing in the middle. It has that waterfall. Yeah, it's a waterfall at the top. It's right at the edge of the pool. I think a lot of people just think it's landscaping, but on the back side, there's that path that goes up there, and there's a great little seated area that looks out over the ocean, over the pool.
It's beautiful.
The waterfall going behind you. It's fantastic. Let's not forget the koi fish. Several hundred koi fish throughout this property, and they are so it's just really weird because it's like they can see or hear humans, and they're so used to people feeding them. We were standing on one of the mini bridges that cross the water area for the pool, and there's one fish. And I'm like, oh, here's a fish. Suddenly, he signaled to us. A whole mass come from the other side of the bridge
with their mouth
and they're all there with their mouth open, and yeah, they're all want fed. And sorry, guys, couldn't feed them all, but they're really large and they're colorful and they're beautiful to see. And the peacocks.
Yeah. We learned something
about
them.
There are multiple peacocks that roam the property.
What did he say, like 15?
I think between 9 and 15 is what I remember. Tristan, who gave us a tour, he was telling us about the different the peacocks that are on the property. You can get a picture with them.
Too close.
Right. When you get too close, that's when they spread their feathers. Let's talk about the beach clubs. So we've been to a lot of different resorts where beach clubs, particularly the cabanas, can get kind of pricey. And we definitely recommend that wanderers go in the Sienna Con category, because that just eliminates 99.9% of all the questions. Does this cost extra? Because everything's included except for two things, and that is La Petite Chef, which might be at one point, if they decide to keep it, they're testing as a restaurant right now, and everybody has to pay to go to that one. And then technically Koa, another one I'm mispronouncing. Koa Beach Club.
Technically, it's an adult only.
Sienna Con technically pays extra for that. We were able to get it on a pass to check it out, and we'll talk about the differences. But those are the only two things that Sienna Con pays extra for. Although there is the other one place when we talk about bars, Cigar Corner, Cigar Bar, because all the high-end alcohol is there, but it's totally worth it. I wouldn't drink there every night simply cost-wise, but there's free alcohol in every single other bar in the place. But it's definitely worth a visit. We'll talk about that. Let's start with Pyramid Beach Club. We did go back there several times.
It is the only one that has bar and food service brought to your Bali bed.
Excellent point. Most of the beach clubs have an attendant, but they all don't bring food to you.
Right.
They will all bring drinks to you.
The one The one down on the beach in the sand does not, but there's a bar very close by.
Like 3 steps away.
Yeah.
So
it's very
Kinha
close, but
Beach
it
Club.
is the only one where you can actually get your toes in the sand.
That is correct at this time, because there is a beach club we're not going to talk about. Miramar Beach Club is currently under renovation. When we were there, according to Tristan, about 90% complete. I would expect it to be complete either by the time this is recorded or certainly by the end of the summer. So if you're going to go down there in the fall, which is a great time to visit Cancun,
Absolutely.
the weather is a lot cooler. So I think that's going to be open, and it's going to give you yet another choice of going to. So the thing about it, the categories is so when you talk about these beach clubs, there's all these, so they have all these different kinds of day beds or Bali beds or cabanas, however you want to look at it. And, some would set up, some would lay back. It depends upon which one you were in. And based on where you're staying, what your category is, Sienna Con is what we recommend. That bed is free. Now, even if you aren't in the Sienna Con and you want to stay in one, it's not that expensive because we stayed in Pyramid.
Pyramid was the only one that cost extra.
Well, it only cost us extra that day, that one day. There was a bit of a misunderstanding on our end about what was included. So we paid it. But get this, it was like $55 for the entire day.
Yeah.
And
that is so cheap for a Bali bed at the ocean.
We have seen it in the hundreds of dollars per day. Now, yes, you're already in an all-inclusive food and drink. So you're getting food and drink. But the thing is, you don't have to wait for it. There are so many bars there. There are bars that you can walk up to in the pool, walk up bars in the pool. There is a bar on the other side of Dos Lonos that is right next to the pool that you actually have to get out of the water, but it is like 2 steps from the water.
Right.
But you got, there's everybody there and you got to wait, but you just send your attendant, in this case, William, and he gets you whatever you want. And, and then, of course, we always take our tumblers, and I don't even think I got halfway through before William was on his route going, you need more, you need an extra. And he, on, day 2, and if you're staying in the same one each time, you're going to find the one that meets your vibe. Unless just feeling different that day, and you're going to go there every time. So let's say that was Pyramid Club for us. Well, by the second time we were there, he knew our drink. He's like, oh, Paloma, and he knew what I wanted. He knew what you wanted. We would switch it up sometimes on him. I, went to a whiskey sour some, and it was just awesome.
And every club has a different vibe. It depends on what you're looking for.
Absolutely. So the one thing about Pyramid Beach Club that some initially might think, I don't necessarily want to stay there, is that it is right in the center, and it is right within steps of the pool, which is a good thing, right?
I thought it was a good thing.
Well, it is as far as being close to things, but there's a lot of traffic up there. It's a prime picture spot, and people coming right in front of your day bed to take pictures. And so that can be a little interrupting.
But it's also, like you said, if you get hot, you're within steps of the pool. It's also steps of the buffet. The center buffet. It's within steps of your favorite white box. We had lunch. I mean, it's very central.
And it's not a small thing. If you're in Sienna Con, it's a few extra steps and then down the steps to the very private restroom at the spa.
Exactly.
Now, there are a lot of people here, and pool restrooms tend to be what pool restrooms are.
Right.
They always are in a state of disrepair, no matter how hard they try to keep them clean. But when you go from like the pool bathroom to the spa bathroom, well, there's just no comparison. Just the music playing in the spa bathroom. And you're like, I'm going to stay here for a while. So, but you can only get to access that because you're Sienna Con.
Down at which beach club? Kinhan Beach Club. That's the one where you're actually down at the beach level in the sand.
Right. That's the one that didn't, and we jumped around a little bit. Kinhan's the one where you don't have people bringing you drinks, but you have your own private bar.
Right there.
Right there. I mean, I think anybody could go up to that bar if you wanted to go down the stairs, but it's within steps of all the cabanas there, and you can just walk right up to your bar. Right. And I found that so there were 2 bars that were on the lower level. One was right across from White Box. One was right down there by the spa. Of course, there's like 2 or 3 bars up around the pool in general. That's just on our end, not even counting down at the entertainment zone.
But there are so many.
But the one thing I noticed at those 2 bars, when the bartender made the drink, before they would give it to you, they would take the mixing spoon out. They would touch the back of their hand and taste it. They would approve it like a chef. Approving the sauce before he gave it out. Yeah, giving it the kiss, give it the chef's kiss. Let's go back to Pyramid Beach Club. We've already talked about, the food that was there. Here's some pictures again of the food and the menu that we that we had. There's your personal tumbler, not, we have these ones that we give out to our wanderers. And there's William, who was just a great guy.
He was amazing. He was busy. He was busy, but he still had time to talk to you.
And he would go to, when you got food on that restaurant, it doesn't actually say where it comes from, but sometimes he would be going down to near Coco, to the restaurants there and there to get your shrimp ceviche. And then he would be going to another restaurant to get my hamburger. So he was bopping around to the various restaurants to get what was needed, because that's what was on the menu. And he still made it around regularly before we finished our drinks to see if we needed others. It was great service. Those attendants are just so fabulous. So this particular area was like middle busy. We go down to the entertainment zone where you've got the Oasis Beach Club. Now, we did not spend time in that
That's the party.
It's not really our vibe. We went down there and hung for a little bit. This is where they have the foam parties daily. Their beach club, it looks very exclusive. They actually, because there is a path there to the general beach, right? That goes between there's all these stacked, layered individual pools where you can kind of soak and hang out, and you can have your drink while you're in the pool. There's a big stage at the end of that where they have music live. And when they don't have music live, up in the corner, there is a DJ playing all the time. Right. And off the main pool is the stage where they have the shows at night. So there's always something going on down there. But as you're, because the people went down to the beach, there are literally red rope attendants to let you into the pool area or to the lounge chairs area. So very exclusive vibe down there, but a very active vibe down there.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Your next adventure is closer than you think. We have amazing discounts on this destination and many others. Don't miss out, no matter if your dream is an all-inclusive or a luxury cruise. Scan the QR code or visit our site now, and let's book the memories you'll never forget.
There. Now, if you want to get a little more exclusive, 2 ways you can go. One, and we'll go in order of quietness. You go a little bit further down to Cocoa Beach, or Cocoa Beach Club.
That's the adult only.
Yep.
Small pool.
Multiple small pools again.
Yeah.
And
they'll bring your drinks
layered
to you, but no food. You can get food and bring it back to your bed.
Right. They actually have both the walk up in like the hippie chick and a sit down little restaurant, but it's outside. It's covered. Multiple layers of beach beds, depending on how far back you want to go. And then they have the stacked pool waters, the fountains that are coming over each of them. You can get under there and get a little massage, kind of like our cruise that one time, the aqua spa. Those were very similar.
Now, the one thing about Cocoa Beach Club is it's not really oceanfront. You can't really get
there's a lot of trees.
Very good view of the ocean. You can from the pool, but not from your bed.
Right. And part of that is how close you are. There are a couple of beds right at the pools.
Yeah.
And it's just how much traffic. Now, there is on the side there a path going down to the beach. Now, and
there's also another private bathroom there.
Yes, but when we say that it's adults only, that is true. But there are kids passing by. And the attendant did take care of this. But a couple of times, kids are waiting for their parents to come up from the beach or go down to the beach. Parents are lagging a little bit behind because kids are out in front. And they're like, water. And they're in the water because, the kids don't know. Well, I don't want to say a public area, a common area where people can get down to the beach, a path where you can get down to the beach. And then there is the most exclusive, and that is the Kinha Spa and Beach Club. There is a spa there that is not included. So if you want a spa treatment, they have an indoor pool, which was very nice. We looked at that. It has, the overhead jets as well. Very exclusive.
And that one, you actually have to get your bed from the spa.
Right. When you go here, so there's 2 ways you can do this one. All these, no matter whether they're included or extra, you go through your concierge and you make a reservation. Now, remember, there aren't an unlimited number of beds. So this is absolutely, no matter what category you're in, you want to start using the app before you get there, or you get your travel advisor. We will call down. You let us know, hey, we want to go to this one the whole time we're there, or we want to break it up, then we'll get that arranged through the concierge for you. But when we were down there, we were met by somebody who went then into the spa, like you said, checked with them on availability, and then reserved us the bed we wanted. This one is good.
Kinha did have its own private pool.
Multiple private pools.
Yeah. Well, there were very small pools behind the beds, and then a bigger pool kind of in the middle.
So this is a very private, very, well, I'll just say luxurious area with being a spa. So here, not only do you have day beds, but you have some covered areas as well that have beds. Now, some
Like
of these
chairs,
are used as
more like
treatment
lounge
rooms.
chairs.
Yeah, some of these are used as treatment rooms, but they have like thatched roofs over them. They have a little pool off to the side. The day beds have a little joint pool behind them. And then you walk a little sand path, a little on the beach. And then there's a whole nother section of them that has another pool a little bit longer for like another 5 to 8 Bali beds. And there's this pool that goes
It
over
wraps
spa.
around the spa.
So it wraps around the part of the building where the spa's indoor pool is. And from there, I mean, yeah, there's vegetation to shield you privately from anybody on the beach, but you can see the ocean from there. And this is one of the things I liked most about this pool. And I don't know why more pool designers don't do this in adult pools. There were benches in the water to sit on. In each of the other ones, there was small areas with that, but there were large stretches of wall area with no where to sit down. Folks, is it age? Do you want to sit down or do you want to stand up? If I'm in the pool, I want to sit down in the water, especially when it's 102 degrees. I don't care if there's a wind or not. I want to sit down in the water with my drink and just relax.
And there were a lot of times that it was shaded just because
well, the sun has gone over. Absolutely.
Yeah. And for the most part, we had that place to ourselves. I don't think people knew it was there.
They did not know about it.
There were 1 or 2 people throughout the entire week that found that pool.
Yep. And I think it's because it's even around another corner. First of all, the whole thing.
We found it by accident.
We did. First of all, the whole thing is below ground, below grade, so to speak. The pool, the main pool, Pyramid Beach Club, it's all up here on the top. Then you walk down this path, and then that's where the spa is. But then there's that. Then there's Kinha. And then around another corner still, because then you have the private bar down there, a little seating area, but that bartender's doing nothing all day long but serving those people. So very exclusive there. You'll go around the corner. There's this big pool area. It's got the overhead water jets. And so all the pools here. And and we've talked about this before, we did a piece, sun seeker or shade chaser. And we're definitely shade chasers. I would have liked to have seen, and this will be part of the final review, but I would have liked to have seen more shaded areas. Now, all of the
I think most people do not come for that.
Well, all the beach club pools, with the exception, all the beach club pools are on the east side of the property. So the sun is always going to go up over the top. And one of the advantages here at Kinha is that pool, that wraparound pool is kind of below of a building where the indoor pool is. So once that sun gets over the top, now the building is giving you shade. Now, Oasis down in the party section, it has no shade whatsoever because obviously most of the people down there they're sun seekers. So even when the sun goes up and over the top, they are still getting full sun all the time. Now, Pyramid, to some extent, depending upon where the pool definitely, if you're not under one of the bridges where there's some palm trees, depending upon what Bali bed you were in, you could get some shade. Coco Beach Club.
It got some shade.
It got some shade because, again, once it's crossing over,
and there's a lot of palm trees around the pool that break the sun up.
Definitely in Coco Cay. The main pool has, not Coco Cay, but Coco Beach. Cocoa, definitely in Cocoa. The main pool along some of the edges, especially around the bridges, has palm trees. So you can definitely find some shade if you want them. So let's wrap up Beach Club. What was your favorite beach club?
Pyramid.
And now, is that exclusively because of all the services in William?
Everything. I mean, buffet was close. Bars were close. The pool was close. If you get hot, you just go over, you dip in, you come back to sit down. William was nice. He brought us our drinks. He brought us food. I mean, there's just really nothing I could complain about.
Yeah. And even
I liked them all, but this was the best.
And I don't care where it's this resort or cruise ship, whatever, I think.
Get to know your server.
I feel a little bit more secure leaving my stuff at a day bed than just on a general chair.
Yeah. Well, and you do have that
metal lockbox. We'll talk about the metal lockbox safe.
But get to know your server.
Really,
I mean,
be friendly.
Yeah. If you have conversations with them and, they're going to watch your stuff.
You're already going to get above
and beyond service, but they're going to keep an eye on your stuff. If somebody is walking over and picking something up,
they know who it belongs to.
They know it's not you.
Absolutely. Well, I will say I agree with you. I like Pyramid Beach Club for all the reasons you said, but I will say I like it because of I would say Kinha, if an attendant was down there. I love having the little exclusive bar, but I love the wraparound pool. But I love
we still went there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I love the proximity of Pyramid beach club, being able to go down to the Kenha and use that pool. And again, that is the flexibility that Siankan gets you, because you can have the best of all things. If you're interested in securing one of those, remember the best way to do it is through your travel advisor, who can communicate with the concierge and get you these things reserved before you get there, so you're guaranteed to have the time that you want to have. Thanks for sticking with us, and we'll see you next time.